Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. When you join me, just say hello to me that I know I am on. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thursday evening over here. My name is Angela. I am the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a premier retailer for Dixie over here in Germany. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining me over here in Germany. My shop is located nearby Frankfurt, which is right in the middle of Germany. Just say hi to me when you join me. Hi, Ray from Indiana. That's great. Okay. Hi, Nina. Hi, Michelle. Hi, guys. Great to see you. Hi, Julie. Hi, Sue. Hi to Australia. It's morning in Australia, isn't it? It's evening over here. It's 10 p.m. over here at the moment. So, guys, let's see. I've put a link to my Facebook page in there. So if you haven't done it yet, please pop over there, leave me a like there. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And you can also sprinkle this video if you like to. That'll be fantastic. Tonight, we started last week this little table. And tonight, I want to talk to you a little bit about wet distressing. We're going to put a second coat on. We're first going to mix a color. Dixie has got 69 colors in the chalk mineral paint range, which is absolutely amazing. And they've got the most beautiful colors you can think about. And then there's me, who's like, I want to have another color. So I've chosen, because we painted it last week with Plum Crazy. We've put Boss underneath because this piece is a bleeder. So we started with Boss. And I've put, as I said, Plum Crazy, which is this color on there. 2 coats of the Plum Crazy, and now I want to have like a top coat. And as we are going to wet distress the thing, you know, you can distress to get like the color underneath. We're going to wet distress this time. And I want to have the mint julep is too green for me. The Dixie blue is too blue for me. The vintage duck egg is too it's a beautiful color, but it's too settled for me. I don't know how you want to say that. Too classy. Okay, it's too classy for me. We have the sea glass, which is not bright enough for me. So I'm going to do my own color. You can mix the chalk mineral paints together. You can mix the chalk mineral paints with the waxes, the Dixie waxes, because they're water-based. Hi, Karen. Hi, Stalin. You can mix the chalk mineral paints, as I said, also with the waxes, the Dixie waxes, as they're also water-based. You can mix them with the Easy Peasy spray wax. So you can mix all the products as long as they are water-based, and they are. So I'm going to mix the mint julep and the Dixie blue to get like, a little bluer green. A little bluer green. Does that make sense? I don't know. You know me. So I'm not always making sense. Still, first mixing them up. I've got my, Michelle, listen to me. I've got my icing spatula here. I think I've got it right this time. I can't remember that. Guys, after all, I am German. So I'm happy I have Michelle with me. So she's my translator sometimes when I'm lost for words, which I'm very grateful for. And Nina also. Nina is, her English is fantastic also. So mixing that one up. And also mixing the Dixie blue. You always mix your colors nicely to make sure that all the ingredients are mixed up, obviously. That's why we're doing it, because there's like loads of minerals and stuff like that in there. So you can see this is pretty blue. Blue or green makes aqua. Yeah, that's right. That's about aqua. That's correct. So this. So I'm actually, I'm gonna put that a little more over there so you can see. I'm not measuring. I'm just like putting a little in there. See what I think, what I need. And then I'm gonna come in. I should have done that before. Whatever. Doing it now. Putting that again. And I'm gonna go into the mint julep and get a little bit in there also from that. Put that on my trousers to get a little bit more paint on them. And then I'm just going to put some of that in here. I don't know, it's just about equal, I think. If I would have had like a bigger piece now, I would obviously measure that out. But as this is only a small piece, and I just want to see basically, let's see first if this is going to be the color I'm looking for. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see what I'm mixing up here. I'm going to put my glasses down. So, thank you, Sue. Yes, I was getting desperate, you know, just like with those wooden spatula things you have. You can hardly clean them, and especially when I do the lives, you know, I don't want to have like 10 spatulas laying around with all the paints I'm working with. So I found that the icing spatula, as they are stainless steel, you can clean them easily in between. So what do you think? What do you think to that color? I think this is about what I am looking for. Okay. Yes. I think I'm happy with that. What do you think? Do you like that color? So it is a little, not as green as the mint julep, and it's not as blue as and it's brighter than vintage duck egg. So this is about fine. So I'm closing the other paints up now before I make a complete mess here. Throw it down. Okay. So my fur baby is a little happier now. We have a guest for winter here, my shop cat, which was basically dropped outside there. My shop is a little outside, and when the first lockdown started in March, somebody basically just like dropped the cat out there. So we've been looking after that cat the whole summer, and I said in winter time she's not going to stay outside. So I brought her home with me last weekend, but my fur baby at home obviously wasn't too happy about it for now. But she's feeling better now. She's just playing on her chair, so that makes me happy also. Okay. So, guys, when you have any questions, put it in the comments. I will see that I can answer that straight away. If not, I'm going to come back later to do that. So this should be just fine. Now we're going to apply basically our top coat just as usual. So I'm going to wipe the paint off that. So applying the paint, we've done like the basics last time also. Instagram, I'm going to get you a little over there so you can see. Let's start at the back here and work to the front. If you want to have the paint move a little easier, you can use your mister bottle. And I'm going to paint the whole thing. The coverage doesn't need to be perfect, because as I said, we're going to do some wet distressing, which means I do want to have some of the Plum Crazy peek through anyway. So why would we you can distress by sanding down like edges and stuff like that to get like the vintage aged look. And you can also do the wet distressing. I've chosen the wet distressing for this piece because, as I said, this is a bleeder. This is a bleeder, and therefore I've used Boss on it beforehand. Boss is also by Dixie-Belle, and Boss is, well, it blocks odors, stains, and bleeds through. And obviously, when you have Boss on there and you distress it later on with some sandpaper or something like that, you might go down to the wood, and you might damage your coat of Boss. And what happens when you damage the coat of Boss? Oh, thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Stalin. Yes, they will, Nina. That's right. It's much better today. It's much better today. So there's less hissing and roaring. It's only mine, who is annoyed. I mean, she's a Gallico and she's very demanding anyway. And she's 14 years old now. So that's the reason she's like that. So, okay. So, but the question was, what happens if I sand it down and accidentally sand down too much and go down to the wood? So obviously I will have, it ruins the piece. Yeah, that's correct. Unusual color. Yeah, it's a bit of farmhousey. Dixie-Belle's got that farmhouse green, which is too green for me also. This for me is like a color for yeah, like a French. So like a French farmhouse color. Something like that. So if there's some areas not pretty heavy, that little table, not completely covered, I'm not too much worried about. No, but honestly, what happens when you sand through the Boss, you may have in those areas some bleed through again. So this is the reason when you use Boss, you should when you want to have like a distressed look, you should consider to wet distress the whole piece. So, as I said, if it's not 100% covered, that's okay, as we're going to take some of the paint back anyway in some areas. So, and this is the reason I've put 2 coats down of the Plum Crazy. I mean, obviously, if you want to have some of the wood show through, I would have put only 1 coat of the Plum Crazy on there, but I don't. That's the reason I put 2 coats on there. I want to have just at the end have the Plum Crazy peek through. So now I'm just gonna go around those spindles and stuff. Right down. As I said, coverage doesn't need to be perfect. We're going to take some of the, oops, it's too much paint. Some of the paint back in a minute. So if you want to have some of the wood peeks through, I would only put 1 coat, 1 base coat color, and 1 coat of the top color, because I don't have to take off as much of the paint later on. If I don't want to have it peek through, like I want with this piece, I put 2 coats of the base color and 2 coats, 1 coat of the top color. And 1 coat is fine. because you want to have it peek through anyway, and you can see the coverage is amazing. So this is absolutely great. And this is a quick way of painting also. This goes very fast. When I do the spindles, I go perpendicular to the project. Obviously, it's easier with a round brush, but it also works with this Dixie Belle mini brush I'm using at the moment. So I'm just turning the thing to go to the other side. If you want to have the top coated a little more, you can do a second coat on there. But I'm going to put a stencil on top. So, can you see all what I'm doing here? I think you can. So I think those colors, they go very nice together. Quite like that. So you see how easy that goes. This is the Dixie Belle mini brush. So you can work that easy around the spindles also. Which brush? Oh, it's a mini brush, Sue. Sorry, this is the Dixie Belle Mini, which is one of my favorite brushes by Dixie Belle. It's got like this shorter handle, and it works pretty nicely also with those spindles, as you can see. So just go around here. And for wet distressing, obviously there is like different ways of doing it. Everybody's got his own mind or his own thinking of doing it. So I'm gonna show you how I usually do it. And I prefer, I do prefer wet distressing. Doesn't matter which project it is. And the reason I do prefer that is because I'm a little stupid in those things. You know, when I've painted my pieces and I want to distress it, I want to have a distressed look, but it is so hard for me to get some sandpaper and just rub it over the project. This is like just, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to have like the result, but I don't really want to do it. It hurts myself. So I'd rather wet distress it so that's not that hard on me. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but I know it's stupid, but that's me. Okay, that's covered now. That's fine. As I said, you know, there's like, you can see at the bottom there's like, because there's some nice details. There's still the color showing through, and underneath it is plum crazy also. So, you know, we still have enough paint left. So if you want to touch up something or whatever, you can still use that. I think that's, I think I'll leave the legs underneath like that. I think that's quite funny. It gives it a little more interest. There's like, you know, underneath, it's still the plum crazy, but I think, you know, when you lift it up or you turn it over, that might look quite funny if it stays like this. Okay, wet distressing. You can let it dry. You can wet distress when it's like still totally wet, you know, the paint. That's the easiest way you can take the paint back. So Haley, the base coat is plum crazy. That's what's underneath, and the top coat I've just mixed up mint julep and Dixie Belle blue. This is a mixture of those two colors, as you can mix all the paints from Dixie Belle together. So, and as I said, they have like 69 colors, which are all gorgeous, but I had to have another color now. So, as I said, wet distressing, you get like a clean, lint-free cloth. I always say lint-free because that's pretty difficult here, especially now with two cats. And the shop cat, she's enormous, she's huge, and she's got loads of fur. So this is not going to make the housing better here. So um, exactly. Michelle feels the same. So bed distressing, as I said, you can let it dry and go from there. You have like the most control where you take it down. And I won't let it dry whatever over a couple of days, because then it is pretty hard to reactivate the paint. I would do it like within the next hour, something like those paints dry pretty quick anyway. But that's, personal preference. If you want to try it, see what suits you. With painting, there's like nothing perfectly right and nothing totally wrong. So if it suits you, if you reach the result you are looking for, that's perfect then. Just try it out. It's only paint, and if you don't like it, paint over it. That's my main say. Okay, but then you take like a lint-free cloth and you wet it. You make it nice and damp. And then you just, I think I'm going to get you a little closer now so you can see what, sorry, you're going to go flying. Instagram, I'm going to get you down, 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 and a little closer. You don't need to see me. You've got to see the project. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Sorry. Don't need to see my nose either. Okay. Okay, so now you have like your cloth, and then you can just, oops, don't touch the rest, which is still wet. And then you just go around those areas which you wanna, where you wanna take the paint back, where the usual distressing will happen. Especially those edges. And you just rub it back until you reach a stage you are happy with, and try not to throw your project off the table you've got it standing on. With me, it's like Dixie Bell boxes. Can you see how that how the go up on there? Yeah. How the Plum Crazy is going to peek through now. And you can take as much back as you wish, obviously. And those, and this is like basically also at the same time, go around here, at the same time enhancing the look of the piece, bringing out some details, like some edges here. And you just rub it back. Obviously, it takes a little longer than if you just go over it with a piece of sandpaper. But for me, I feel I have more control over it. And I'm not hurting my piece. So that's how I feel when I distress the piece with sandpaper. It feels to me like I'm really stressing out my project. So, and obviously it's easier when it's not completely dry. And this is about the perfect, for my feeling, the perfect consistency. It has dried completely, but it's not totally damp. So, and then you wet in between your cloth to make sure that's nice. And I'm going to throw that in a second. Hang on, put that a big force here. So, This is so heavy, this thing. I mean, I'm not pretty weak, but I hope you like it. If you do, just send me some hearts. And please, if you haven't done it, just leave me a like on my page. That would be absolutely fantastic. So, and as I said, if you want to go down to the wood, I would have had only one coat of the base coat, and I wouldn't have waited a week also, because in 1 week this piece is pretty much the paint is dried pretty well. So and the rougher your cloth is, or the more textured your cloth is, the easier you can take the paint back, because that's basically acting then also like sandpaper, almost like sandpaper, but still much gentler than real sandpaper. I wanna do a little more on this side here. Ooh, I'm gonna throw that in a second. And if there's areas where you may have taken off too much, you just take your paint and you repaint it, go over it again. You know, this is easy to control, so to say. Thank you, Veranda. Hi, Barbara. This is just like a kitchen cloth. You know, this is nothing special. It's just like a normal kitchen cloth. So, as I said, the more structured your cloth is, the easier you can rub it off. You can see the paint has already dried, so I really can rub on it to actually get some of it off. So I've been on this area, go a little more around here. Wet your cloth, make sure it's always nice and wet. Makes it easier, because with that you reactivate basically the paint. Go from there. Has anybody from you done wet distressing? And do you prefer sanding, or do you prefer wet distressing, or don't you like distressing at all? So, and when it has picked up too much of the paint, you just move to another spot of your cloth, and you go from there. What's the time? Half an hour. You just go around till you have all the areas where you want to have some of the paint taken off. And again, the reason I've chosen wet distressing with this piece is, firstly, I don't want to hurt my furniture. It feels like hurting my furniture or my projects when I use sandpaper. And secondly, this is a bleeder, and I've put a base coat of Boss on there because I wanted to use for a top color, a lighter color, and I didn't want to take any risk of having some bleed through and compromising my color. And with Boss underneath, especially then when you use sandpaper, you may you may accidentally go down to the wood and damage the coat of the boss, which is then basically an area where some bleed through might happen. I mean, if it happens, will only be basically in a small area, something like that. You can still touch it up with boss, those spots where the bleed through happened, and paint over it again. But if you want to avoid it, you do some wet distressing if you want to have some distressing, and you go from there. So, somebody's snoring in the background. One of the cats, they're all sleeping at the moment. Wetted up paperback. That's a good idea also. Use some crumble up paper, something like that. One of those, you mean those brown paperbacks you have over in the US, don't you? You can do that with that also. That would work also nicely. So you can see like all those areas. As I said, if you've taken in some areas of too much of the paint, you can always repaint it and go from there. You can see there's like some damage in the wood, which gives some nice details now, you know, peeking through, which I think is quite nice. And you can do the same thing around the spindles at the bottom also. And just go from there. And I think that's quite a nice combination with the Plum Crazy and our aqua mixture. Who said it's aqua? Michelle, you did, didn't you? Hi, Mary Lou. The paper now, Nina, what you do, you really crumble up the paper so that you almost have like a ball of paper. So it's like very, yeah, totally crumbled up. You do, I haven't got a paper back here. But if you use your paper, you really crumble it up like this, you know, it's like brown packing paper or something like that, you know. So, and then you can go over it like this, and like those irregular spots, they rub off the paint also. So, or if you want to have it smoother, you use the flat side, you know, you crumble it and you uncrumble it. So there's like loads of ways to do it, you know. It always depends how much or how less you want to take off. As I said, there's loads of ways of distressing or to distress. So I quite like the wet distressing. So Michelle gave the name. Thank you. So I like this, you know, because this is playing again with your paints and with your project. And this is especially, you know, when you're a beginner or something like that. I've taken a little too much off there for my taste. There's like a bit big spot, so I just paint over it a little. Take it off on the sides here. Around the bottom of the feet. So and you can do that, obviously you can do that like nicely in a farmhouse style with some very classy colors, or you do it like I do it in my style with bright colors, little boho-y. Oh, Maskin. You hear my fur baby in the background? She just woke up. So when she wakes up, she talks. There's a bit too much of up there for my taste. Just put a little bit paint on there and go from there. And you do that all the way around. And as I said, with this is no problem, even if you go down to the wood, you see that straight away. And till you're through the boss with this one, it won't happen that quick. You see, I can rub pretty hard to get the paint off here. See what up there. I'd rather go down there so you can see what I'm doing. Instagram, I have to get you a little more down. So. And you go mostly about those areas where you think they would be, or they would need, or would be worn out, just like those edges. A little more water. Going down there so that all the worn out areas, or that you think the areas are worn out, can come through. Almost finished. And then, you know, really, if you work a little quicker and don't talk as much as I do, you can have like the whole project, including here, inclusive you. It's like my mixing two languages together, including putting the two coats down. Obviously, the boss I would let dry a little longer, but with only painting, you can have that done within 2 hours, basically. That's a nice, quick project to do. And you get like a sweet effect. Rub your finger in those areas a bit more, especially those details. You can see how it really lets the details pop. You can see like all those nice areas, all those details are from that piece. A little around this edge down here, a little more water. And you can use the cloth like completely. You can use just like put it around your finger like I have now, and then go put it down, and then just rub with your finger across those areas that you want to take a little more of. So when there's like too much paint, on the cloth, you just move to the next spot. And you do that till you are satisfied with the look. And obviously, the more crumbled up your cloth is, the more irregular you take the paint off in those areas. So, guys, 40 minutes. I might have a look if in some areas I would like to have take some more down, or if I want to add a little more paint. I will check on that. But I think you are getting the idea. I'm going to move you back and bring it a bit closer to you so you can see that the whole project, what it looks like now. So I think it looks quite sweet, doesn't it? So, and on the top there will be a stencil. I will probably do that off screen. Or maybe I do another live about it, how to apply stencil. I'm going to put one of those mandala stencils on top, which is going to come on top with a Plum Crazy. So that basically this is a two, or this, if you consider the mixture is a three color project, but you can obviously just do that with only two colors. So I hope you like that. I think that's quite pretty, those colors peeking through, and this is what I envisioned for that piece. It's pretty. It's an easy project. So okay, Nina. All right, I'll let you know then. Okay, maybe I do that tomorrow night. I'm not sure. I see, because tomorrow I may have time tomorrow night. I'm just gonna check for some more. Thank you, Mandy. Yeah, Mandy, this is yeah, as I said, this is a nice and easy project. You know, even if you only a beginner, you don't need too much paint. This is basically done with, yeah, you can do that with only two colors. I've used three colors because I made my own mixture, which you can also do. Those are the colors I've used. I've used Plum Crazy underneath. I've used the mixture of Mint Julep and Dixie Belle Blue. I've used some water. I've used the mini brush for all the applying, also around those spindles, which you've seen work pretty nicely. They're not that thin, so you can use the mini brush for that easily. And I use the cloth, just a normal kitchen cloth, to do the distressing. Then you have like a sweet, you know, out of a brown table, a sweet project, so to say. I will never sand paper again. Lorraine. Yeah, sometimes it is easier to use sandpaper. You know, it's just, for me, I'm just stupid, you know, just like, I have sandpaper and I'm like in front of it and like, I don't want to do that. It looks so nice. It's stupid, I know, but that's the way it is. Guys, I thank you so much for being with me tonight. It is 11:45 p.m. over here. So I appreciate you watching and being with me, and I hope I could inspire you a little bit. My name is Angela, and I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a primary retailer for Dixie Belle over here in Frankfurt in Germany. So I'm on in German, I'm on in English during the week, from Tuesday on the Dixie Belle page, Wednesday with Woody Band, Thursday with the Chalk Mineral Paint, the Chalk Paint 101. So. And I appreciate when you leave a like on my page. I'm also on Instagram and on YouTube. So if you want to hop over there and put a thumbs up there, that'll be absolutely fantastic. If you have any questions, just contact me, no problem, or put it in the comments and tag me in the comment. If you watch replay, put #replay in the comments. And if you want to shop the products, go to the Dixie Belle page, check for your local retailer. If you haven't got one over here in Europe, I have all the products I'm using also in my shop, so I can help you throughout Europe also. but please check for your local retailer first, especially in those times. It's important that they are supported, and it's for me also, you know, around here that people support me. That's very important. Okay, so Chanel, do you let second paint dry before wiping? Janelle, you can basically start straight away. I didn't let it dry at all. I painted the whole thing, and when I finished at the bottom, I started distressing at the top. And the wetter the paint is, the easier it rewind. It obviously is. If it's completely dry, you need to work a little harder on it. So it's a little bit. I don't like it complete wet. I like it a little dry because I can control a little better. But this is personal preference. You know, just try it. You know, if it's still wet, you can take it off very easy. If it's already dried, it takes a little more elbow grease, but you get, for me, I think you can get like beautiful results. I quite like that. I may take a little bit more off on the next. So guys, thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye everybody. Bye guys.